In the court of Akbar, the wisdom of Birbal. Once upon a time in the golden city of Agra, Emperor Akbar sat in his grand court, troubled and tense. His prized emerald ring, a gift from the Sultan of Persia, had gone missing. It wasn't just a piece of jewelry. It was a symbol of alliance, loyalty, and power. "My ring is gone," Akbar thundered. "Stolen from my chamber." The courtiers gasped. His private chamber was guarded day and night. No one could enter without permission. "Find the thief," Akbar commanded, "or heads will roll." The guards searched every corner of the palace. Ministers interrogated the maids, the cooks, even the gardeners. Yet the emerald remained missing. Frustrated, Akbar turned to his most trusted minister, Birbal. Birbal, with his usual calm smile, bowed. "Your Majesty, allow me one night. I will find the thief." Akbar raised an eyebrow. "You? Alone?" Birbal nodded. "Sometimes all you need is a quiet mind and a few drops of fear." That evening, Birbal summoned 10 royal servants to a small chamber lit by a single oil lamp. These 10 were the only ones who had access to the emperor's quarters in the last 24 hours. They stood before Birbal, nervous, eyes darting, palms sweaty. Birbal said nothing. He slowly pulled out 10 wooden sticks, each exactly the same length. "Each of you take one," he said. "These are magical sticks. Tonight they will grow." The servants looked at each other, confused. "Let me explain," Birbal continued. "These are magical sticks. If you are guilty, your stick will grow by an inch overnight. If you're innocent, it will remain the same." The servants clutched the sticks tightly. A magical stick? That grow with guilt. Birbal turned to the guards. "Lock them in separate rooms, no talking, no leaving." The next morning, Birbal returned. The 10 servants stood again in a line, each holding his stick. Some looked confident. Some couldn't meet Birbal's gaze. Birbal examined each stick carefully. Then, with a knowing smile, he pointed to a young man named Raghav, a chamber cleaner. "This," Birbal declared, "is your thief." Gasps echoed in the hall. Raghav trembled. No, I'm innocent." But Birbal held up the stick. "This stick is shorter than the others." The crowd murmured. Birbal turned to Akbar. "There is no magic in these sticks, Your Majesty. They are just wood. But I knew the guilty man would be afraid his stick might grow. So, out of fear, he cut it short in advance. That is why his is the only stick that is shorter than the rest." Akbar's face lit up in admiration. Raghav fell to his knees and confessed. I saw the ring on the emperor's table. I couldn't resist. I buried it under the neem tree behind the bathhouse." The ring was recovered within the hour. Later, as the court celebrated Birbal's brilliance, Akbar leaned toward him. "You always seem to know the hearts of men." Birbal replied, "Most men fear being caught more than they fear doing wrong. Sometimes all it takes to find the truth is to let their fear do the talking." But the tale didn't end there. Months passed. Akbar, impressed by Birbal's judgment, gave him more responsibilities and more enemies. Among them was Raja Mahesh Das, a nobleman from the western province. Jealous of Birbal's rise, he often whispered in Akbar's ear. "Your Majesty," he said one day, "Birbal is clever, yes. But cleverness is not loyalty. He is a man of tricks, not honor." Akbar, tired of palace politics, decided to test Birbal once more. "I will send Birbal on a mission," Akbar thought. "Let's see if his wit serves me beyond court games." He summoned Birbal and said, "You must travel to the kingdom of Sirpur. I have heard rumors of a talking parrot there, one that reveals the secrets of whoever stands before it. If it is true, bring it to me. If it's a lie, expose it." Birbal bowed. "As you wish." He knew this wasn't about parrots. This was a test, maybe even a trap. Still, he set off. After 7 days of riding, Birbal reached Sirpur. He found the parrot, a green-feathered bird in a golden cage perched in the temple of the local king. Pilgrims lined up every day. The parrot would squawk and blurt something absurdly specific. "You stole your neighbor's mangoes. You lied about being sick last Monday. You eat sweets in secret." And somehow it was always true. People gasped, wept, repented. Birbal watched, listened, waited. Then he asked the priests, "May I spend a night with the parrot alone?" Reluctantly, they agreed. That night Birbal examined everything, the cage, the walls, the floor, and he found it, a small pipe hidden behind the curtain. A hole barely the size of a grain. It led to a chamber next door. Inside that room, a group of young boys giggling over notes. Birbal smiled. Clever indeed. They had been collecting secrets from pilgrims, eavesdropping, and writing down confessions in exchange for blessings. Before someone went to the parrot, the priests whispered the name. The boys relayed the secrets into the pipe. The parrot spoke them out loud. Birbal didn't expose them. Not yet. He had a better idea. The next day, Birbal stood before the parrot with a crowd behind him. The priests, knowing nothing about him, fed the name Birbal to the boys. Suddenly the parrot screeched, "Birbal is a traitor. He plans to poison Emperor Akbar." The crowd gasped. Birbal raised an eyebrow. "I see," he said aloud. "The bird knows everything, does it? Then ask it this. What did I whisper into the emperor's ear on the day I caught the emerald thief?" Silence. Then he continued. "Tell me, O wise parrot, what color socks am I wearing? What was my mother's last word before she died?" Again, nothing. Birbal turned to the crowd. "A bird that knows secrets must know all secrets, yes? But this bird only knows what it is told. It is not a miracle. It is a mask." He exposed the pipe, the boys, the notes. The town was stunned, the priests humbled. Birbal didn't punish them. Instead, he turned the temple into a school. "If you wish to impress the world," he told the boys, "do it with truth, not tricks." He returned to Agra with the parrot and the full story. Akbar laughed heartily. "You've turned fraud into a fable." Birbal bowed. "Your Majesty, even birds may lie when men teach them how." Akbar rewarded him with a new title, the Mirror of the Court. For in all things, Birbal reflected truth, sometimes with kindness, sometimes with wit, but always with clarity. Moral of the tales: fear exposes guilt more surely than punishment. Tricks impress briefly, but truth endures. Even emperors must be careful whom they trust, and even parrots may lie.